let's talk about your musical career. I know you're a writer and you're also a vocalist. Tell me about that, and how's that coming along for you? What vehicles are you using? I know I'm asking you 1,001 questions at once, but feel free to address any of them in any order.
Yes. So, yes, I am an artist, musician. I'm a neo-soul singer. I do write my own music, and I do have a song out. It's called Life Goes On. That is the first song that I have officially recorded to put out on platform, and it's on Spotify, SoundCloud, and Bandcamp. So I would say definitely, to answer your question, those are the main places that I put my music out as of right now. No Apple Music just yet, but I do performances, live performances as well. I actually have a halftime show coming up at my university, which I'm very excited about for Women's Month. And I also just, in general, started off doing poetry. And I've always written songs when I was younger, but I never would obviously record them at all. It was just songs I would make up in my head, like, oh, this is a beautiful melody, or I'm thinking of a song that I used to love as a kid, and I'm like, oh, I remember that beat. I want to kind of write a remix to it or something. And I feel like all of it started there with me enjoying writing and poetry and spoken word. And I started getting into it a lot more when I moved to Philly and meeting other creatives that I became really close with, who are now my close friends. We go to open mics together, perform, write together, go to studios together to just creatively, commemorate with one another. But I love the crafts. I love singing. I've always been a singer. I've been in my church choir since I was 4 years old. Lead singer, mass choir, children's choir, young adult choir. I was in all of them. And I just love singing, but I'm very stage fright.
Let me ask you this. I got to ask you this. What is your approach to writing a song, and what is it that comes first? Is it the lyrics, or is it the music, or how do you put it all together, and how do you name it?
That's a good question. That is a good question. So I will say I'm very weird sometimes when I write music. There are times, so for Life Goes On, my friend Nishat Spade, Solo Spade, that's his producer name, he was the one who remixed that beat. And I wrote lyrics to it. So when I first got the beat, I was listening to it for a while. I was like, oh, because I told him when I first heard that beat he was playing to us, I said, I want that song. I said, don't let anyone else buy that from you. That's mine. I want to record to it. I've been writing. I feel creative. I'm inspired. I want to write. So I genuinely listen to the song and I see how it makes me feel. I see what I like about it. And then I imagine myself singing to it. I'll start off just humming and just doing random lyrics here and there, like melodies, and oh, let me hum to this. Like, I like that harmony back there. I want to see if I can do that. And then I'm just like, okay, what am I thinking of personally when I listen to this music? And that's when I start to write the message, which is the lyrics. I always think lyrics are a message to a melody, or they're a message to rhyme or rhythm in general. And that's how I structure my songs when it comes to beats. Now, there's another way that I go about recording my songs as well. And that's writing my lyrics first to a beat that I have just started thinking about at random. And this happens a lot.
So are you saying there's a beat that's in your head, and then you're writing lyrics to that, or help me understand that? I
know it sounds crazy, but there are times where I'll listen to music, and I'm a person, I also like to play instruments. I've been in band as well since middle school and elementary school.
What instruments do you play?
So I started off in elementary school, as we all do, playing the violin. Then I moved to clarinet, and I actually was really good at it, but I didn't like the band program too much, just because of how structured the music was. So I kind of left my junior year of high school. And then I also roughly played the acoustic guitar, and I also did piano lessons for a while, but I like to play very loosely with piano and guitar. When I come up with these melodies, I almost think of it as like me strumming my guitar in my room and just playing around. I'm not listening to anything. I'm not looking at any paper, sheet music, or anything like that. It's just me playing around on my guitar, coming up with random melodies of what sounds nice. And then I just start kind of singing to it. You know, you freestyle, almost like someone beatboxing and you start rapping on it, right? Mm-hmm. I essentially think of it like that. Like I'll just come up with guitars and then I'll remember a melody that I played. And I'll just like, you know, this usually occurs at times of creativity when I'm writing. I'll think of a beat that I made in the future, in the past or whatever, and I'll start writing to it because I'm like, well, I'm already in the creative mind space. I might as well write a song to what I recorded already. And I also like to put a lot of the stuff that I do strum and play, free play, on my phone and I record it so that I do have it for the future. Because in the end, I always know that I have friends too that play instruments that I can be like, hey, do you mind if I show you something? There's a project I want to work on, and I know you would be perfect for this because I know you're great at playing this and you're great with melodies and stuff, and we'll collaborate together on that time. And then again, it also becomes a chance for me to hang out with other people that I enjoy being around. So,
well, you know what's interesting about that? On our channel, we have a segment called "The Meaning Behind Songs," and we got a chance to talk with, in this case, I mean, I've spoken with any number of musicians, but I remember talking to the late, great Wayne Henderson from the Jazz Crusaders, and we asked him about the meaning of a song. The song was called "Put It Where You Want It." Mm-hmm. And he said that, and I asked him, I said, how did you come up with the meaning of that song? And he said that Red Fox, the late great comedian Red Fox, would perform and open shows for them. And he said that, and he would end every performance with, now take that and put it where you want it. So they said, fine, then we'll take that and we'll create a song. So they created the song, Put It Where You Want It. But I've always been a fan of the meaning, but not just the song, but what is it that you're saying? What message are you sending out? And based on some of the things that you've been saying before, earlier, sound like you've got a lot of messages, powerful, subliminal, heavy, in your writing. Do I have that right?
Yes, you do. I am very passionate about having messages when I write. I feel like I can't just write like a top hit just to write it. I feel like music is something that I've always associated with emotions ever since I've been in choir. You know, even when I sing, I may be stage fright, but like I will cry when I sing. Like that's how much this song means to me. And I normally only sing things that I hold dear to myself because I feel like that's the best performance you'll ever give, is when a song you feel inside of yourself. You could be singing in a message and you could be speaking to yourself. And I feel like that's the best time to even perform with an audience in general too, is a song that you love, that you hold dear to you. I feel like you really can hear when somebody has essentially that soul in the song, you know. You have to connect with a message, you know. At the end, your voice is an instrument. And I feel like everything that I write, even songs that I like to sing a cappella, it all has a greater message. And a lot of the times I write music when I'm going through something or if I'm feeling something in the moment. I have to get it off my mind, so I write to it. And I feel like music is also a way to heal.
Are you a songwriter or a person who writes songs?
Person who writes songs and a songwriter. I would say that I'm a songwriter.
Oh, okay.
I think that I don't put out music for it to be mainstream or to be a hit. I think people who write songs essentially do that. They just write songs because they know what is going to trend. They know how to make something sound great and make it blow up quick. But I feel like there's a difference between something like that and being a songwriter where you associate yourself with the music. I feel like a lot of songwriters also take more time to come up with the concept. They come up with something because it's a line of work that they're passionate about.
So I want to make sure I'm following you. So you're a songwriter.
Yeah.
You're going to be graduating this year.
Mm-hmm.
What emotions are you going through now as you look to the future?
So many emotions. I am excited, but I'm also scared. I'm relieved, but I'm also very unexpected of what to expect. I feel like it's a new life or a new milestone that I'm going to be experiencing very soon, where I won't have school to fall back on, or, I'm associating myself essentially with the title of a student. I can't say that anymore. I'm done with the education. Now, I do plan to go back at some point, masters and other stuff like that, but being thrown into the adult world 100%, I feel like it's definitely my chance to start giving all that I can to the things that I really want to focus on, which is my entrepreneurship, my organizations and stuff like that. There's no more studying for tests or presentations to prepare for, or, teacher meetings, or you have to meet with your org for this. There's no more of that. So I'm very much looking forward to 100% independent life, not having to worry about not sponsorship, but what's the word? Chaperoneship. I don't have to worry about being chaperoned anymore. I'm going to be me. So, yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to say in conclusion for right now? Because we're definitely going to have you back. I'm looking forward to having you back and watching your growth and development. But in the meantime, is there anything else you'd like to say before we close?
Yes. Go ahead and check out all of my platforms and work.
And what are they again?
So my podcast is Lexi's World on YouTube, LEXY''S World. That is my podcast. I have a season 2 coming out hopefully this month. And I also have music on Spotify, Bandcamp, and SoundCloud. So go check out Life Goes On those platforms by Lexi Drew. And check out my organization, Re-Evolution. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see it in my bio. We go to a lot of community events. We were just recently at an event, actually, on Martin Luther King Day. So that was very interesting. As you know, Inauguration Day was on the same day. But we're very involved in trying to get ourselves out there in the community. I will definitely tell everyone to stay involved, stay close to those that you care about, stay close to your communities, and let's end the individualist mindsets that we have and help each other grow and grow ourselves. So thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot for coming. You've been listening to Tell the Story, but stay tuned because there's so much more to come. That's coming up next.